Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10X all of it. Life, business, Springfield, all of it. Hey, you are listening to Robert Farrell on the Elevate Springfield podcast, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, I'm coming to you from downtown Springfield in the Big Dog Construction Studio. Hey, excited for another great week. Over the weekend, spent some time over at the West Side Market. Always a fun time. If you haven't made it out for these first few markets, hey, there's more to come next month. Make sure you get out there. Did something fun yesterday. Spoke with a lot of the vendors. Got little shorts from each one. All these business owners out there, given how they elevate their life, their business, and how that all ultimately elevates our community. But hey, today, got a great episode for you. Two guests. One you've heard from before, Mr. Brandon Defenbaugh from Custom Property Solutions. He was in about a month ago. We had a full interview with him. Today, we have one of the other owners of Custom Property Solutions, Mr. Dominic Baptist. He's going to tell his story. Really cool story about how he's had some tremendous success in the marketing world and how they are utilizing some of those marketing strategies right here at home with CPS, among other things. So excited to help Dom tell his story. A lot of great nuggets for you business owners out there, especially in the marketing space. We do want to thank Brandon and the entire team over at Custom Property Solutions for their support of the show. Anything y'all need land related, whether it's land clearing, forestry, mulching, hardscapes, landscapes, or anything in between, Brandon and his team are going to take care of you with precision and passion. Give them a shout or head over to custompropertysolutionsllc.com. Hey, but let's get right to it. We're going to talk with Dom and Brandon after the break.
Custom Property Solutions transforms land and outdoor spaces throughout Central Illinois with precision and passion. From clearing overgrown brush to crafting stunning patios and fire pits. Need expert lawn care, excavation, or fence row clearing? They've got you covered, safely, efficiently, and on budget. Fully insured and satisfaction guaranteed. Visit custompropertysolutionsllc.com today, where your land meets their passion.
All right, and we are back. Joining me in the studio, two gentlemen with me. One you may recall from, about a month ago, Mr. Brandon Defenbaugh from Custom Property Solutions. We also have a brand new person in here, also one of the owners from Custom Property Solutions, but among other things as well, which we're going to get into. Dominic Baptist, how you doing today, fellas?
I'm doing good, and I'm very excited to be here talking in Springfield, Illinois.
I'm excited to have you. You know, you're an expert in the marketing space, and I love marketing. We're going to get deep into that and how you guys utilize that with CPS and some other things you do. But before we get into that, just tell us a little bit about Dominic, man.
All right. Well, to start off, I would call myself a marketer. If we're going to judge myself by one word, I would say it would be a marketer. I love social media. I love building businesses, but the most important thing for me is marketing in general. I love the social media aspect. I love that you can post a single video, get 5 million views. I'm foreshadowing here, and it changes your life overnight. And it's crazy. I mean, if you talk about starting a business back in the 90s or 80s, that's impossible. That doesn't exist. You know, my grandpa's business, he had an electric company. It took him 30 years to get to the level that he's at, which people can do now in 30 days. It's absolutely, and you can reach millions and millions of people in just a few posts. So that's what I love about it. I love taking advantage of things like that. I love taking advantage of things like AI, anything that's new and exciting that people aren't exactly taking advantage of all the time in business. I find it, I love it, we do it, and I think we're doing pretty well.
Absolutely. When did that hit you? in life? How old were you when you were like, man, marketing's my thing. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to continue with.
Well, I wish I found it earlier. I got my degree in finance. So when I was in high school, I assumed computers and technology and all of these different things were going to be the answer. I was going to have to be a coder. My heroes were like the Bill Gates and the
Yeah.
Steve Jobs of the world. But then I took one Java class at Springfield High School and I was like, oh, no, this isn't for me at all. I don't like this. This isn't fun. I was leaving class to go, mess around with my friends, do whatever I want. I was never actually in class learning how to code. And that's when I realized maybe that side of the tech world wasn't for me. But I loved filming. Even since I was young, I've been filming since I got my hands on an iPad 2, which was the first ever device that had a camera on it. I was filming stupid comedy videos. That was my dream. I always wanted to be in comedy. I always wanted to be in film. I love directing. I know everything about movies you could ever imagine. I think that's what led me down the path of maybe this filming thing is what I need to do. And then I mixed that with the entrepreneurial spirit of being a business owner. And that led to TikTok. That led to social media. That led to me being somewhat okay on camera. I think I'm decent on camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
It flows with me a little bit. So when I figured that part out, then I said, screw it, let's get on camera, let's see how I do. And let's start promoting something that's going to work. And that turned into me promoting software, which we can get into. And that funded the rest of my life, which, ended up getting me with Brandon, who I've known since we were in kindergarten. But it was super cool to get back with him when he said he was starting his own business, which CPS actually started as a fencing company. We're building fences. And he said, hey, I just want a website. That's all he wanted. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So I went over to his house and we started building the website. And the first thing I told him, I was like, we need to film. We need to film something and push it out there. We need to make Facebook ads, Google ads, because I had been practicing that for years. And I was like, we need to do that on a physical trades type of business, especially here in Springfield or Athens, Illinois. I think it'll do well. And then that led to so many other things that we can get into. But that was how I got that transition from wanting to be a really techie guy who wanted to code into, no, let's go back to my roots. Let's go back to film.
Let's go. So you said an interesting, I guess, trivia question. So it's that iPad 2 was the first device that had a camera on it.
Yes,
I just didn't realize that.
I'm a millennial. Millennials probably know this. We didn't get phones when we were 9 years old. That wasn't a thing. iPhone was just getting invented when we were younger. It was crazy when someone's dad had the iPhone 1. Remember the bulky iPhone 1? Yeah. So we didn't have phones. We had you were one of the first people with a phone, but it was like one of those AOL flip messenger phones. Yeah. It's like, yeah. I mean, you couldn't take photos. Like I don't think you took photos or videos or anything. It was ridiculous. So when I saw the iPad 2, I'll always remember this, the iPad 2 keynote. It's where they go up on stage and they say, we're introducing the iPad 2.
Yeah.
They said that it has a camera. And I went to my parents every single day. I was in 6th or 7th grade. I went to my parents every single day. I said, please, please, please. I know it's expensive. This is all I want. I don't have to get any birthday gifts, no Christmas gifts. Just give me the iPad 2. I want to film. That's all I want to do. And I just begged every single day. I watched the keynote over 10 times. It's like a 2-hour keynote. I spent way too much time watching it. I learned everything about it. And finally, my dad was like, let's go to Best Buy. And we went on opening day, waited in a 5-hour line at Best Buy, and I got it, and I filmed my first video and was hooked ever since.
Love it. So you spent way too much time watching that, but Steve Jobs, he was awesome putting that stuff together, right? Doing those launches like that.
He was a really good marketer. A lot of people will give him crap for not being good at the tech side of things, which he was. He's still very smart, but he was an amazing marketer, and he marketed, and he loved simplicity, and that's what I love. I love taking something that's super complicated and making it way simpler than it probably seems, but that's what marketing is. That's what social media is.
Yeah. So did you ever work for another company as a marketer, or have you always been more of an entrepreneur and worked for yourself in the marketing space?
Well, the story is quite crazy. So it actually starts, and it's all Springfield driven. It's all in Springfield, and which is cool and awesome because I know that's what you represent. Basically, what happens is I moved out to Arizona when I graduated from UIS. I thought as everyone always assumes when they move out of their state, they're going to do well and they're going to crush it. And you're going to Scottsdale, Arizona. You're going to everyone's going to love you out there. No, that's not what happened at all. No one cared that I had a degree in finance. No one cared about my resume. No one cared that I had tried multiple businesses and failed since I was 16. Nobody cared about any of those things. And I started working at Amazon and UPS. It was the only job I could get. Then COVID happens. It's 2019, 2020. COVID happens. Now no one's working. I can't afford rent anymore. I have to awkwardly move back to Springfield with my parents at 24 years old, 23, 24. My dad, after about 6 months of me sulking around, is like, hey, you need to get a job or you're out on your you-know-what again. And I said, I'm not getting a job. And finally he was like, nope. My buddy Michael that works at Express, he was actually at the event yesterday. He goes, he found you a job at White Oaks Mall. I said, I'm 24, I'm not working at White Oaks Mall. He goes, nope, you're working at White Oaks Mall, you're out. you know? And I said, all right, I'll take the interview. I'll finally take the interview. And I took the interview, and it was way more than what I thought it was going to be. It was an apparel company out of White Oaks Mall. They're called Renown Apparel. Shout out Renown
There
Apparel.
you go. Renown Apparel out
big
there.
shout out to Renown Apparel, who gave me my first big break. They did way more than just that. They had big warehouses behind Dick's Sporting Goods that nobody even knows exists in the mall. And they were selling so many different items. They were doing Amazon resale, eBay resale, doing crazy numbers. I'm not going to give their numbers out, but doing really, really good numbers, doing like watch reselling watches, crazy numbers. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are like me. They're entrepreneurs. They're doing way more than just apparel. And so basically I started brainstorming with the boss DJ. And I was like, hey dude, I'm just like you guys. Like I want to be, next level. I want to be entrepreneurial. I want to have my own business and all these things. And he really took admiration of that. And he basically said, hey, I don't want you selling watches for me anymore. I want you to be my tech guy, my marketing guy. He gave me my first big break. And he said, the first thing I need to do is find a software that's going to run our CRM, find a software that's going to get us Google reviews, find something that's going to build our website, everything that you need to run a business. Because the apparel side of things that he was doing was brand new. They didn't have all this stuff. So that was my job. So for 12 hours a day, I sat at a desk, or 8 to 12 hours. I would do it at home too. It was about 12, 13 hours a day total that I would just sit at a desk or sit at home and learn this software that we're probably going to talk about a little bit. That software was called Go High Level. And yeah, we can get into that one. But that was the software that I found. And I basically got paid $15 an hour to sit there and learn something that would then change my life and many other people's lives forever. But didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. What drew you to Go High Level in the first place? Why was that the one where you said, yep, that's one we're moving forward with, boss?
Anybody who's a little techier marketing probably knows the company ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is really big. And they're very good at marketing themselves, but they are a marketing company. They're a funnel building company. And that's who I was going to sign up with. I was going to sign up with ClickFunnels. And I was like, yep, we're just going to build a funnel. I'm a big supporter of funnels over websites. I can explain why later. But I was like, we're just going to build a funnel, try to get as many people in Springfield in that funnel, and then hook them on automation, text messages, stuff like that. And so I'm literally signed up. Like I'm ready to go. ClickFunnels, ready to start the trial. And then I see a video pop up on YouTube, which is why videos on YouTube and algorithms are so important, by the way, because I was looking up ClickFunnels, a video said, Go High Level versus ClickFunnels. Why Go High Level is better? Because that's how the algorithm works. They targeted me for a reason. And thank God for that video, because I watched the video. I was hooked immediately. Everything that in that video explained how amazing Go High Level was. No offense to ClickFunnels, but it was just times 1,000. It did everything. Everything a business needs, Go High Level did. Everything that Renown Apparel needed, it did. So I could build the website. I could do the marketing. I could do the review building on Google. It connected to all the social medias. It did the automatic text messaging. Everything that it needed, the algorithm, all of it. And I was like, this is what I want. It was also a very unknown company. It had under 5,000 users in the entire world. That's good and bad. So it had a lot of bugs, a lot of things that needed fixed because their team wasn't big enough to manage everything. But the good news was it was untapped market. And everybody knows if you're in an untapped market, if you're building that wave and you can ride that wave early, you're going to do well. Yeah. So I was very excited about that. I was like, okay, let me learn this thing. I'm going to figure it out. It was something it's fun. It's fun to learn something like that. I never loved school because I felt like I was learning history or learning something that I wasn't probably going to use for the rest of my life. This felt like something I could use forever. So I just loved doing it. And yeah, I was building websites for free, building people in Springfield websites for free, just because I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to build it. I wanted to learn how to do the forms. When you fill out a form, I'm like, okay, so you fill out a form. Where does it go? How do you do the automatic text message that sends right after that so you don't miss the lead? And I'm learning all of these things every single day. And me and DJ, my boss at the time, we were really close. And he's like, this is freaking awesome. I was building stuff for all these different schools because the schools were ordering the shirts from us. So it's like I was meeting all these people. I met Andre Iguodala's mother because she's in charge of the NBA moms division. Okay. And I think Steph Curry's mom is in there. And I'm just like, cool. And she was going to have me do the whole thing. Some things happened where I ended up separating from the company and doing my own thing, but she was going to have me do the NBA moms website. I'm meeting the brands and all these different people. And I was just like, this is great. My life is really changing in like 2 months. But basically I felt like most entrepreneurs do. They felt like I felt like I wanted to go do my own thing. And I said, I love this software. I know I can do it. And I went to Chili's, I believe, with DJ. And we sat down and I just said, hey man, doing my own thing. We're going to stay in touch. You guys can use the software, everything I built for you. I'm not going to charge you for any of it. And I think I'm going to do well. I'm going to do my own thing. And he was very cool about it. And he's still cool about it. He's very happy about the success and everything to this day. So yeah, like you said, you knew there was an untapped market. There's big blue ocean out there for you to start fishing in, right? So I felt like I had all the pieces and I couldn't sit there and not go for it. So.
And that's why I transitioned. I mean, I originally started with ClickFunnels too, and then Go High Level. They just have everything.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're on Go High Level. Yeah,
all in one big package, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's just it couldn't beat it at the time.
When did you find it? When did you find Go High Level?
It's been about a year.
Okay.
Only about a year.
So mine was 4. I didn't give a time frame. 4 years ago for me.
Okay.
I've been,
Yeah.
been on Go High Level for 4
Yeah,
years.
I really enjoy it. It's good.
I love it.
So you went out on your own, and then things really started to change rather
Here's where
quickly
the story,
for you, right?
Here's where the story gets a little crazy. Yeah, a little crazy. Basically, I go out on my own. I start working with the real estate group. I start working with Boondocks Gun Club and Boondocks, the bar that hosts, all the comedians, which, I love comedy. So getting to run the marketing for different comedians, Rob Schneider was on there, like different comedians like that was really cool. And I was getting paid through my own LLC. I had my own LLC. I turned it into an S corporation. And I really started to learn like the annoying, boring sides of business, but it's still something you need to learn. So I'm figuring I got to get accountants, lawyers, stuff like that. But basically what I wanted to start doing was filming. I'm like, I need to just start filming, because at this point in my life, I was still not on social media. We haven't gotten to where I get on social media yet. That's where this story takes a turn. I was just going and asking around, just what people, the old style, you're knocking on doors, or, hey, mom, do you know any friends that have a business or this? And then finally I had I'll give him a shout out. I had a car detail client. And he said, hey, you should get on TikTok. And I was like, no, I'm not getting on TikTok. And he goes, no, you should like really get on TikTok. This guy's about 50 years old. He's on TikTok. And at the time, I'm 24, I'm 25. And I'm like, no, even I felt too old to be on TikTok. But he's on it. And he goes, I'm getting leads every day. And I'm like, you're getting car detail leads? And he goes, yeah, the algorithm targets people in your town. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking TikTok. This is 4 years ago. I'm thinking TikTok or 3.5. I was thinking that TikTok was for people dancing, my little cousins on TikTok. I'm like, no, this is not the TikTok we know today at all. Now it's very business oriented, and we can get into that. I kept saying no for like a week straight. And he goes, you get on TikTok yet? I'm like, no. And he goes, just do it. Make one freaking video, bro. And so I make a video. And I should point out that at this time, I'm already on YouTube and I'm getting no views. Nothing. Like literally, I'm lucky to get 10 views on a YouTube video. YouTube is incredibly difficult. We can get into that too. But then I get on TikTok. I get 100 views. First TikTok. More than my entire YouTube channel at the time.
Sure.
And I'm like, all right, 100 views.
Cool. Yeah.
Not bad. Let's do it. Algorithm is way different back then. You could actually get good views with no followers back then. Now I post another one the next day. Because YouTube, it takes a week to get a video out. It's so freaking hard. But on TikTok, you're done in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I post another one the next day. 400 views. I'm like, dang, quadrupled. And then the video after that, 1,000. My first anything with 1,000. I'm like, oh, 1,000 views. Great. On my 6th video ever, it was Easter Sunday of 2022, I posted a video about Go High Level and how easy it is to build a website. I'll always remember this video. It's my little cousin, Andrew. I'll give him a shout out. Andrew Codner. He's a littler version of me. He looks like me, but he was like 10, 11 years old, whatever. And I filmed him on my laptop and I said, hey, just pretend you're building a website. Just make it look easy, whatever. So he builds the website. He's like doing this, and it's like funny. It was funny. I was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm building a website for a construction company. He's just like a little kid, hasn't hit puberty, whatever. And I'm like, whoa, how'd you do that? And he's basically just, leave me alone. Let me build this website. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, whatever, 20-second long clip. I go to West Side Church to go to the service. Yeah. And my phone starts buzzing. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. And I went through the whole service. Shout out Eddie Lowen. He just keeps going, buzz, buzz, buzz. Finally, before I can even pull my phone out, someone that was with us at the service comes running over and says, Dom, look at your TikTok now. And I was like, what? And I pull up my phone. My phone's burning hot. Like it was like my phone felt like it was going to explode. And I have thousands and thousands of messages and I had a free course at the time because I was promoting Go High Level. Yeah. Go High Level pays you to promote them. So I was promoting them at the time because I loved what they did. And they were new. So I was like, why not? Let's see if this works. And I had thousands of messages. And let's just say I had enough signups to never work again for the rest of my life in a single hour.
Wow.
And it was
1 hour.
In 1 hour. I remember calling him, freaking out. And he was like, he thought I was on drugs or something. He's like, calm down, dude. And I said, I think everything's going to change. Like, this is insane. I got so many signups. I have so many people interested in Go High Level. Just from one single video, the CEO of Go High Level reached out to me and he was like, and I wear my hood in all my videos like this. So that's what I look like in all my videos. And I guess at the headquarters in Dallas of Go High Level, they were all talking about me. They said, who's this hoodie kid? We got to find this kid. Who is it? And I was fresh shaven. I looked very young and they all thought I was like 16. They're like, who is this little kid? Like, what is going on? I had so many people sign up for Go High Level. I broke their system that they had to reprogram their support system because so many people were going, they said, I want under Dominic Baptist. How do I get under Dominic Baptist? And I got my first paycheck from them, like first decent sized paycheck. And then it's monthly recurring revenue, which is something we should also talk about.
Huge, yeah.
So beautiful. So I got the first monthly recurring of X amount per month. And I knew that was going to be doubled or tripled the next month. And It did. And it kept doubling and tripling every single month for a very, very long time. And they gave me a Tesla. They gave me a lot of cool stuff. I did pretty well for them. I made them a very good amount of money. They like me a lot. They give me 40% of everything that I make them. It's all recurring. So it just kept coming in. That was 3.5 years ago and still coming in ever since. And I just did a podcast with them recently, and I've been at their events. I've spoken at their event. I didn't know I could speak. I got up on stage, had to speak in front of a bunch of people. My mom was there. It was in Dallas, and I didn't know how I would do at all. But the CEO was there, Sean Clark, and he said I did great, and he wanted me to speak at more events for him, and just getting in good relationships with a company that is worth almost $2 billion now, and it's just like. At the time, they were very, very small. So I think I got extremely lucky. The timing is great, and I put myself out there, which is the number one thing you should take from this is just put yourself out there. Who cares if that kid from high school is going to make fun of you for making a video?
Right.
Screw them. Like at the end of the day, it might have been cringe in the beginning or weird for me to be posting, but I don't regret it. And now it's cool. Now it's cool that I post videos or whatever.
Right.
So it's fun. And I've met more people in the last 3 years than I would have ever met in 50, working the system. And I'm just like, this is too much. It's just crazy.
And it all started with one killer video.
One
that
video.
You didn't even know that it was going to be good.
Nope. And then once I learned the hooks and once I learned how to create killer videos, I did it every single day. And the hooks are what matter. When you're doing TikTok, you have 3 seconds to get someone's attention. And that's what I learned very early. I'm like, my 3 seconds were, look how a little kid builds a website. That's a hook because everyone wants to hate on it or everyone wants to go, who is this little kid genius? Like whatever it may be. And by the way, the hate is what drives a lot of those videos. My top comment was hate, a lot of hate. The video got taken down. That video got taken down. So I only got to ride that wave for about 2 hours before I didn't mention that. It got taken down or else I could have probably done way better.
Right.
Because it was averaging like 60,000 views every 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It was going like straight up. And it got taken down because a computer programmer commented at the top, glad a little kid can do my job after I spent 4 years getting a degree. Like he was upset. And that's technology. That's AI. That's everything. Like it's just get with the program or get left behind. But they reported my content. I got taken down. And it's another thing that we can always talk about is how to avoid things like that. And just people are going to hate you. And that's totally fine. It boosts algorithm. It gets you more views. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
So we got taken down in 2 hours.
I only got to live the dream for 2 hours. But
that was enough
to do what I did. Yeah. Which makes the story even that much ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Ridiculous.
That is absolutely crazy.
I always think, what if it never got taken down? What if it kept going? Like,
oh, yeah.
But no, I went viral 100 more times after that because I figured out how to do it.
Did you ever try to redo that video just in a different way?
Yes, I did. I did it with a younger kid. I did it with another little cousin that was even.
Got a little baby down there doing that?
Andrew, you're too old now, dude. You're like 12. No, we got to get like a 9-year-old in here to make a video about building a website. And it was like, and it did all right. I think I got like 20 or 30,000 views. But that one, because it was literally like a 6-year-old kid, one of my little cousins, I was just like, it was a joke. That one was a real joke, but it did all right.
That's awesome. So maybe some people are out there, they don't really know what affiliate marketing is. Maybe give them just a quick, what is affiliate marketing and how you were able to do that with Go High Level?
Great question. So the perfect summarization or definition of affiliate marketing is just think of referral programs. You've probably seen referral programs in everything. We were just at Cafe Moxo. Like they have referral programs for restaurants. You can literally, if you refer anyone to anything, usually they will give you some type of kickback. The way that I looked at affiliate marketing early on was, are they going to pay me every single month? How often do I get paid and how much do I get paid? If I'm doing affiliate marketing for an Amazon product and I'm selling a microphone like this, I'm only going to get paid one time for every microphone that I sell. But what if I was selling a subscription to a microphone or a subscription to Netflix or a subscription to whatever it was that was $30 a month, $50 a month, and they say, we'll give you 20% of that every single month that person pays that subscription. Now you have another angle to look at. I have to keep that person paying for this microphone or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
And in my perfect scenario here, in my life situation, it was software. It was which software am I going to get someone to pay every single month for? And then how do I keep them hooked on that thing like a drug? Like how do I keep them hooked on it? And Go High Level was perfect because you know how sticky it is. You know that when you put your information in, you know that when you have your freaking phone number, your website, your domain, you're like, I can't leave. I can't leave if I want to leave. And it's not a bad thing, but it's like, man, as long as you're happy and you're using it, which of course you love it, then if someone referred you a year back, guess what? You might not even talk to that person. They're making money off of you every single month and there's nothing you can do about it. It's and I felt like this is what I want to do. And what really opened my eyes was I signed up under someone and didn't even know. So when I signed up under that person, I was paying $500 a month for the software,
Yeah.
and they were getting paid 40% of that. So they were getting $200 a month every single month, and I didn't even
Right.
know their name. I didn't even know who it was. It was someone on YouTube because I had watched a YouTube video and clicked on their link.
Right.
And that's when I was like, this person's been making money off of me. And it's indirect money, which is even better. It's not like I'm personally paying them. I'm paying the software no matter what,
Right.
that amount of money.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just getting it.
They're just getting the kick on
which
the back,
which
yeah.
I think is the most amazing business model in the world, because if they were to take their job very seriously as an affiliate marketer, which is what I do, they would obviously help their affiliates. So like for me, I helped over 10,000 affiliates now, and I've helped all of them. And I've had so many successful students. I've had kids that have dropped out of school and made $50,000 a month. And it's just unbelievable. And they only did that because I put out so much content. I've made every video on Go High Level you could ever imagine. There's nothing I haven't done.
Mhm.
I'm even doing the new AI employee, all the AI stuff. I'm even making videos on that every day. So there's no topic over the last 4 years I haven't covered. So people will watch those videos, go through my free courses. I give away everything for free because I make a good amount through the back end,
Yeah.
which is another amazing thing. Because a lot of people see my content and might think, oh, this guy's got a course. This guy's going to sell me a $10,000 course or whatever it is. It's like, and I get that all the time. And I'm like, no, check my description. It's free. And everyone always goes, what's the catch? I don't understand how can you give away so much for free? And then if they don't realize it, I obviously tell them, I'm like, oh, I make a ridiculous amount from the back end. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's where it's at,
I
yeah.
make 40% of everything you spend, or like the 500 or the 300, whatever you're spending on the software. I make 40% of that every month.
Mhm.
And they don't care. They're like, yeah, that's actually a really good trade-off. Why not? That's how teachers and student relationships should be. Coaching and student relationships should be. It should be that way every single time. So love the affiliate program. That's what affiliate marketing is. I recommend doing it for softwares if you're going to get into it, rather than just one-time products like
You got the
TikTok Shop.
recurring.
You know, TikTok Shop is really big right now. So, I could go into that, and some people make really good money on TikTok Shop, but that's a one-time. So try to find those better software deals.
So that 40%, is that standard or is that high in the area?
Anyone can get it. It's
Yeah.
40% very standard. We've had talks about raising it to 50. I don't want to say too much because these go on behind the scenes with the
Sure.
CEO. And actually, I just got off a call with one of them in the car to do a sponsorship deal with Go High Level, where they will pay me X amount per month, even more, to cover my team. So all my editors and everything, which comes up to about $6,000 to $10,000 a month. It costs a lot of money to have editors and a full team and going through all that stuff. It's not cheap. So.
No doubt about it.
So so who knows? Maybe they'll say yes.
Okay.
So we'll see, and then that could change the landscape of how people do affiliate marketing, because then they might want to do sponsorship deals, which is what you see with athletes. Like Steph Curry does a sponsorship for Under Armour or whatever. And so these are where they pay you a large sum of money, but you have to make X amount of commercials. You have to make X amount of posts. I'm fine with that. I think that's fair. Like, I'll make 10 TikToks for you every month, and this amount if you pay me X amount per month on top of my affiliate money. I think that's the world that we're getting into. And that's how, if you have followers, if you have retention rate, if you know the algorithm, then these businesses will come to you and not the other way around, which is huge, especially when you're trying to get leads. Why? Like, that's another thing that we could get into, where everyone always asks me, how do you get leads? How do you trick the system into getting people to always, talk to you and this and that? And I was like, I don't go after leads. They come after me. And I'm trying not to sound like a douchebag when I say that, but I haven't looked for leads in 3 years. I say no to a lot of people. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. And it's like, people think that's crazy. They're just like, how do they come to you? Like, we can't even get them to answer the call, and they're coming to you. It's like, it's because I'm on camera. I'm on video all the freaking time. If you could just get in front of a camera, people automatically think you're here. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it gives you elevation.
100%.
Right there, right?
I tell everyone, I tell them all the time, like, get in front of the camera. Just get in the front of the camera.
Uh-huh.
It's not that bad, man. We're going to film something we're doing with Benny Harmony, for the local news and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get him on a camera, and we're going to put our little mics on, and we're going to do for Custom Property Solutions for the land clearing and landscaping, and just walk around and just be like, hey, I'm Brandon. He's Brandon. I'm Dom.
Right.
And this is what we built. This is what we're doing. And we'd love to, meet everybody in Springfield, meet different companies and businesses and network and yada, yada, yada. And this is who we are. And like that, being the recognition that people get when they see your face, when they hear your voice, is so different. One of the coolest things that ever happened to me was very early on when I went viral. People started calling me. They were like, because I put my number on, which I probably shouldn't. I didn't know it would blow up.
Right.
So I put my number on my website, and people would call the number, and I'd answer, and they go, "Are you really him?" And I'd be like, "Who?" And they were like, "The kid from TikTok." And I'm like, "Yeah, my number."
That's me.
And as soon as I said that, I knew I didn't have to sell anything. I was like, they're gonna buy whatever it is that I'm pushing, and what I was pushing was just a software. I didn't push anything else. So they were just like, "Where do we sign up?" Like, we didn't know you would answer. You're real, like you're a real person. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm real." And it was very weird, but that happened for a long time, and it still happens to this day. I took another Instagram call the other day of Instagram DM. They're like, you're really that guy, the Go High Level kid? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
They're like, why do you answer calls? I'm like, why would I not answer the call? I'm like, I
That's
can answer
funny.
the call. But as soon as you have that recognition with someone or someone recognizes you for something, they elevate you. They put you on a
Yeah.
pedestal, even though you might be the same intelligence level of them. It's not lower, or they
Right.
might be better than you at whatever it is. And they automatically assume it's the fake celebrity
Yeah,
status.
it does. It's
BS.
crazy how if they see you on there a lot, it gives you altitude. It does.
Not to make it political at all, but it's exactly why we have a celebrity president.
Mhm.
It's exactly why Donald Trump wouldn't be known if he wasn't on The Apprentice.
All
If he
the-
wasn't, but that people elevate you when you're on camera.
No doubt about it. So you talked earlier about hook when you're making a piece of content. Do you follow the hook story offer? What's your process when you're putting together a piece of content?
It depends. If you would have asked me in 2022, my answer would be different. Hooks are vastly different. They change over time. So, for instance, when I first started, the hook was usually something true but exaggerated.
Mhm.
You had to exaggerate the truth. One of my biggest hooks was how me and Brandon built a 6-figure company in 1 hour. Did we make 6 figures in an hour? No, but we built the company by using Go High Level in an hour. We built the website and all that. So
Right.
that was the hook. Did we actually build an entire operation to do this in an hour? No, of course not. But that's the hook. And it gets people to either be angry or go, wow, he really just showed us in 30 seconds or 60 seconds how we built the entire infrastructure for his company so quickly or whatever. I think I said it in a day, one day. And that video blew up. That got hundreds of thousands of views multiple times. So over millions of views over a span of like 6 months. And that got us a lot of recognition at CPS, got me a lot of recognition at Go High Level and as my brand, Dominic Baptist. And those are the type of hooks that worked very well. They still work well today, but now the hooks that do well that we've noticed and that a lot of people are noticing are trendy audios or trendy videos that are going viral, and you'll see, and very quick base, like 10-second clips. We just had a 8-second clip get almost 150,000 views. I think I posted like 5 days ago, 150,000 views, 8-second clip. It almost explains nothing about the business. It frustrates me because I love putting a lot of high quality content in there. I like explaining things, and I need 30 seconds to a minute.
Right.
But those aren't the videos that go as viral anymore. If your plan is to go viral and get millions of views, then you have to follow the trends. Just follow whatever trends, whatever videos you're seeing, all these little stupid sounds that you see, these memes. It's annoying, but that's the only way to do it. But if you're trying to build something like CPS, if you're trying to build a trade business, which is what I highly recommend doing, is building a lawn care business, is building a plumbing company or roofing company, which, by the way, is going to take over in the next 5 to 10 years. Everyone assumes we're going back in time. We're going back to the 80s and 90s where these companies are booming, and then the internet comes over and everyone's online. Now we're transitioning back as AI can take over all of those jobs, all the internet jobs. So now we're going back, and the companies like landscaping, land clearing, plumbing, roofing, all these things that robots aren't necessarily going to take over for the next, I would say, 10, 20 years.
Right.
These are the companies. BlackRock, the biggest company like one in the world, $10 trillion or whatever. BlackRock made an announcement, I believe, that they're investing a ridiculous amount of money into trades. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. There you go. Do whatever they say, man. If they're buying crypto, buy crypto. If they're buying trades, get in a trade business, this is exactly what's going to, they see the future because they predict the future because they have all the power to do it. So that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what we talk about all the time. We always talk about expanding, franchising, because we want to make it easier for people that are 20, 21, 22. I'm flooded with DMs every day when I post CPS because it's all these 22, 23-year-olds that want to get into it. They're like, how do I get into land clearing? If I showed you my DMs right now, it's how do I get into land clearing? How do I get into telecom? How do I get into all these different businesses that I run? And they just want to get into it because nobody knows the age-old question, how do I start? Where do I start? How do I build a website? How do I run marketing? How do I do any of these things? And that's the most fun part for me is getting started and building that first website and running that first video. And we can talk about that too, but that's the best part. I think it's the most fun.
So with that, when you guys were kicking off Custom Property Solution, you said you started it out with fencing, right?
That was him, yeah.
Yeah, with him. But what made you transition, right, to that land clearing? Was that a marketing decision or was that I've got this equipment, I think we can transition there?
I think with him, and he can answer this too, fencing was a little difficult in terms of probably getting everything set up and done. If we had a machine, then land clearing would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Which we had the skid steer from the get-go, the Bobcat S250 tire machine.
Oh.
And then our first ad encapsulated more dirt work than anything.
Correct. That was the
And
first
then-
video. Yeah.
That snowballed into
Because you told me from the beginning you wanted to do land clearing. So he was just like, it's just land clearing costs a little more to get into.
Yeah.
So now that he has a partner and I started doing a little bit better on the social media, so all of this timeline was together. I found Go High Level, then we started talking, then I blew up, and like all these things were happening at the same time. So, I came into a little success, and we were able to CPS a little bit in the beginning. And when we got that first skid steer, I think we were able to film that first ad. I remember that ad. It was a very, very cheap looking ad of, he was in a deer stand. He just filmed the skid steer going in one of the properties that we were at. And a very, very easy land clearing ad that anyone watching could have filmed, by the way. Definitely didn't take a rocket science test at all. No offense. It was just a regular video, and we've been running that ad for like 3 years.
Still rolling?
Yeah, just on Facebook. It's definitely made more than the skid steer cost. And that was our first taste of, oh my God, Facebook ads work locally. Because I was always a guy that ran Facebook ads internationally when I was doing drop shipping and all this other crap. But doing local Facebook ads is almost a cheat code if you know how to do it, if you know what you're doing. So that's when we transitioned to land clearing. And then 3 years later, we transitioned into landscaping because we got in with Edward and we started expanding and networking, and that's what led to landscaping.
We both took the jump with the new skid steer before he had blown up.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
We took a huge risk. The timing was impeccable, but because of the risk, because we did get that before I started making.
Yeah, so the money and the success wasn't there yet on your social side. When you guys made that jump.
No. I was still trying, and then we also did the 0% finance. Yeah, we did 0% finance loan because we didn't have the money. So I'm not telling people to do that. I'm telling people you could play it safe and play it risky at the same time in different ways. But yeah, our timing was very, very lucky.
Yes. Were there any other companies out there that were utilizing these marketing techniques in the land clearing space, or were you guys pretty much kind of, creating that too?
No offense to any other landscapers in Springfield, Illinois. They're great companies. No. I would say no one was coming anywhere close to what we wanted to do. And I would say no one's coming close to what we're doing now. I think that we have cornered the market on filming because, and it makes sense. These are guys that are 30, 40 years old. They got families to feed. They do not have time to get their little phones out and make their little TikToks and edit it at home and do this. They don't have time to do that. It's also why I became successful at Go High Level. All my competitors were 40, 50 years old. I'm 25. They have families to feed. They have all these different things going on. And they used to get so mad at me. They're like, Dom, you're putting out 90 pieces of content a month. We can't keep up. I'm like, that's not my problem. You guys have your lives to live, and I chose to do this in my 20s, and this is what I'm doing. And
I'm just gonna sit here and crush it.
It's not my fault. They would get mad. My competitors would get mad. We were cool. I'm cool with them and everything, but there was a leaderboard on Go High Level. I was number 1 for 9 months in a row. I won every freaking month, and they'd reset it every month. So I had to be the best from reset every single month, and I did it because I was putting out so much more than everybody else. That's what you got to do.
He's leaving out the fact that he only probably slept 3 hours per night.
Okay, so you were really putting it in.
It was probably 18 hours a day. No friends. no family. I've had friends before, but no friends. I was living on my aunt's couch at the time, and it was crazy. It was just every day. There was no distractions, which is good. I think if you're 25, 26, it's like, what do you have to lose, man? Especially if you're these like 18-year-olds that are hitting me up and they're like, dude, I want to get into it, but should I go to college or should I do this? And I'm like, you can go to college, it's totally fine, but this is your time, man. Like if you're gonna go out and party right now, like you can still party in your 30s. You can, you're fine. It's my birthday today. I'm 29. I hate saying it, but I'm 29. Like I'm gonna have a good time when I'm 35. You guys, while a lot of other people are gonna be
there, you go,
struggling or whatever. No offense, I hope they don't. But no, I'll be fine.
Yeah, no, happy birthday, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, when you're young, man, just you got the time. You'd have to. It's done.
Difficult.
Just knock it out.
It's very difficult. If you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or if you got friends that want to go out on Friday night or Saturday night, it was very difficult. I had my friend group when I was 21, 22, and they always wanted to do what 21-year-olds do, man. They want to go to the bars. They want to hang out. I can't dog them for that. I would have my friends all the time. I'd be like, dude, this business model, we got to do it. We'd be in the basement, in my parents' basement. I'd be like writing everything down. I'd be on the computer, and they'd be like, can we just go? Like, can we go play soccer or something? And I can't dog. Like, that's normal. You have to be weird. You have to be disturbed. Like, you can't be a normal person and do that well, I don't think. I think you have to have something wrong with you.
And like you said, you crushed it young, and now when you're 35, 40, you can go out and have your fun if you want to.
I can do whatever I want.
Right.
And I think that's a great thing about freedom and time and money and, everything that you build over the span of your 20s, if you are willing to do it.
Is that the biggest thing with start making a little bit of money? Is it the freedom?
I say that, but then I'm like, no. I was like, I probably had more freedom before. I'm like, now
Right.
now I'm busier than I've ever been in my life. I run 7 different companies. I'm in the telecom industry now, which I'd love to talk about too. And that's in Springfield as well. I do all these different things. And I just got back. I live in Arizona. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. I just got a house there. I'm settling down there. And already want to expand. I want to expand into Scottsdale. I want to do landscaping in Arizona. I want to do all the real estate in Arizona. I want to do all these different things there. But I fly back to Springfield, and I'm going to be here for about a month. So I'm just going back and forth all the time, filming all the time. We just did a 10-hour job yesterday at Shields, the sports complex. And filmed the entire thing from start to finish. Then I had to rush home, edit everything. And then by like midnight, I'm freaking passed out, have 3 more TikToks to film this morning, doing this right here. Then I got to go edit again. Then I got to go meet with my aunt to do telecom. And then it's nonstop if you put yourself in that situation. Could I unplug it right now? 100%. Could I live off my interest? Most likely. Like it depends on your mentality of where do you want to be? What do you want to do? If you're fine with X amount per month forever, that's fine. And I have the freedom to choose the freedom. That's the point.
Right.
But I choose to keep going. And I think that's the best thing. I hope that's the best thing that I do when I'm 35 or 40,
Right.
which isn't coming up at all. But
Right. A few years. You still got a few years before you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
We're good. We're good.
So you mentioned a second ago you were at the top of the leaderboard for many months in a row.
Yeah.
Crazy how people come at you when you're at the top of the leaderboard, right? You said all the other folks around there hating on you and all that. I mean, but like you said, if you're successful, you're going to get the haters.
I get so much freaking hate. I find it funny, but like I just posted a video the other day, and it's just like 90% of the comments are just hating me, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know what's crazy? I'm glad you brought that up. And I just sent a message to my Go High Level business manager today about it. She runs the entire affiliate program. Shout out Kelsey. She's helped me from the beginning. She works at Go High Level, does all their events. And so she just messaged me today. She said, happy birthday, yada, yada, yada. And she said, I saw your comments. They're looking pretty brutal again. And I was like, I know. And I said, I remember what I told you like 3 years ago when I got started. There's this weird switch for a creator where they get only love for the first, I would say, 10,000 followers. Once you get to like 10K, it's all love. They love the small creator. They love someone on their grind. They're like, this guy's doing it. And he's only getting 100 views or 200 views. They love you. It would be weird to hate on someone with like 100 views. It would be weird. As soon as you flip the switch and go past 10K and start getting 100,000 views and 1 million views, it's hard to find a good comment. It's all hate. And so like, I think it is, I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I don't know if it's being shown to those type of people more. I don't know if it's easier to hate on something. Same thing with like a review. Most people don't automatically just want to leave a 5-star review. They want to leave a bad review because they had a bad time, and that's, they expect a good experience. And so that's how I feel about social media. It's like they expect this good experience. If anything goes wrong or if anything's not perfect, they're only going to comment if they want to say something bad. So you're almost always seeing negative comments, which boosts the algorithm because these people are idiots. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how, I mean, people love to hit the successful person. I mean, it's the same in sports too. I mean, people love the underdog story coming up, but once they become the dynasty and win 3 straight Super Bowls, people start hating on them.
How do you hate Tom Brady? He did everything the right way, but you don't hate the guy that has no rings, never did anything. That guy's great. It doesn't make any sense. Michael Jordan. How do you hate Michael Jordan? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get it.
So,
I've never understood it.
No, me neither. I love sustained success. So the people that can do it year in and year out, keep crushing it. I love that stuff. I never want to hate on anybody like that.
You're a rare one.
Right.
Thank you. You should comment on.
Hey, I'm gonna get on yours and make a few comments. There you go.
We're gonna come at you too, man.
Right. So you said a second ago, kind of how to staying with the trends if you're wanting to kind of go viral or get big like that. But what if you're trying to get more leads? We touched on it a little bit. You're trying to get more people to give you a shout, get on your website, fill out your forms. What kind of content you create for that?
So number one, it depends on what type of leads you're looking for. Are you looking for some type of digital product lead? Are you trying to get leads for software? Are you trying to get leads other businesses, B2B? Are you trying to get business to client or customer? Are you trying to get consumer? So number one, you have to define who is your ideal lead first, and then you can start adapting the form and the content for that. So for instance, a lot of times when I'm going after people with Go High Level, what do you think my hook is? My hook is trying to get people interested in entrepreneurship, which is money. So a lot of times my mom hates it, but you got to talk about money. So I'll bring up money, how to make your first 10K a month or whatever it is. And then you get these people that are interested in making side money, which is most of the country, most of the world. And then you weed out the ones that are actually willing to put in the work versus not, because they sign up and then they're like, oh, this is too much work, I'm out. So that's how you hook those type of people. But if we're trying to find Pamela who needs her landscaping done, the only way to do it, in my opinion, is visualization or direct marketing. So if I'm doing direct marketing, that would be Google. They're directly looking for you. How do you come up first when someone types in landscaping in Springfield? Google. You run Google ads. You become sponsored on Google. You do Google guaranteed, local service ads. These are all things that I talk about on my channel and I teach people how to do. So we run Google ads and we come up first because we pay to be first. We also work on our SEO, which is search engine optimization, trying to be number one organically, which means just for free. We're trying to be up there without running ads because that's where you start making a lot of money because then your margins go up because you're not paying for the ad. Right. You're just getting up there and getting clicks for free. So these are all different types of things that you can do for direct marketing. Companies like plumbing, maybe lawyers. Lawyers are iffy, but anything where almost every time they're directly searching for you. You don't scroll through Facebook and realize your toilet's broken.
Right.
So
Exactly.
You go, oh, my toilet's broken. It smells bad in here. I'm going to type in on Google where the nearest and best plumber is. That is how that works. So when I say direct marketing, think of your business, think of your structure as, are people searching for me directly or am I something that's attractive? I always say attractive business models versus ugly ones. Ugly ones can still make phenomenal money, by the way. I love working with them, but attractive business models are going to be something like landscaping, something you can physically film. They can see the before and after. They go, wow, I'm watching this. I might not even need landscaping, but now
that is beautiful.
That's beautiful, and now I want it. So it's like these are attractive business models. I think the software was an attractive business model as well. That's why I filmed it and didn't do Google. But yeah, plumbing is not an attractive business model. It's just not. Right. I would say roofing's not even. You can run roofing ads too, but I would say things that are very direct that people have to type in. You go to Google, and then if you're going to do the attractive thing, you do Facebook, and you film your work. Film everything that you can possibly do, or come up with 5 good pieces of content and run ads to those for the year. But you have to have something. I see so many people in Springfield that are posting a photo of like a house for real estate, and I'm just like, and then they just run boosted posts to it. I'm like, that's never going to work. It's not going to work. I'm like, you guys need to expand outside of your comfort zone. You need to film. What I love about landscaping is you can film not only the attractiveness of the job, but we can film exactly how we did it. And that's called time-lapse videos. Yeah. So we put down a camera and we do a time-lapse video, and you get to see him and whoever's working build the entire structure, the retaining wall, whatever it is. The job we just did at Petersburg Church, that freaking job was huge. We filmed the entire thing. You got to see the entire job from start to finish. It's not before and after. It's before, during, and after. Right. And that's something that's so visually appealing.
People love that.
They love watching it, whether they want to use it or not. And then which boosts the algorithm, which boosts the likes, which boosts the views, everything. But it also shows you, hey, not only do we do a good job, we're proving it right now by showing you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, how long it took, this, that, whatever. And I think that's, if you have an attractive business model, if you have a visually appealing business model, you need to be doing that. If you're in restaurants, if you're in land clearing, lawn care, power washing's big, cleaning windows, window cleaning. These are all ideas, people, take notes and start filming and doing these time-lapse videos.
You can get the satisfying feeling too.
Right.
People
love what we do.
Yeah, same with
satisfaction.
So,
I would say landscaping is also satisfaction.
No doubt about it.
We did a time lapse for the job yesterday. So what took us 10 hours, I promise you, I'm going to get in 30 seconds. And still people will be like, 30 seconds, this is too long.
Right.
Well, it's whatever.
No, but it's awesome. It's so satisfying. I like watching those videos. Even if I'm not in the market to do that, they're great to watch.
I like making them.
All right. So you got the ads. Earlier you mentioned AI employee in Go High Level. That's something cool that I wanted to try out here soon.
Let's do it.
But there's a lot of different things in AI that could help you out in these fronts too.
So I'm glad you brought that up because running the ad itself is not enough. A lot of people think they can put the ad and then lead them to the website or lead them to their Facebook page, and that's going to work. That actually doesn't work. The most important part is the ad. It's the ad creative. It is. The second most important part, which is almost just as important, is the back-end infrastructure. What happens when they click on the ad? Do they fill out a form? Do they fill out a form in the website? Do they fill out a form in Facebook? What happens when they fill out the form? Do they get a text message automatically? Does it go to your email in the spam folder and you never see it? Right. Which, by the way, is most of Springfield businesses. Trust me, I've tested it out. You guys are not figuring that part out.
And why does it go to spam?
Because it's an automation. And most automations go to spam because it's not a human being doing it. And so the email, whether it's Gmail or whatever, Comcast, whatever you're using, Outlook, they know that. So there's ways to, I don't want to bore everybody with the tech side of things. I can bore you guys on YouTube, but there's ways to, warm up your inbox, do certain things like that. So there are ways around that to not go to spam, but ultimately I'm a text message guy, which is where we're going to talk about the telecom industry. Telecom is huge and it's the next big thing. And telecom goes hand in hand with marketing because those automatic text messages, whether you like them or not, have a 97% open rate. What's your open rate rate for email? 20?
Right.
So don't ever compare email to text messaging. You might be annoyed, I keep getting these freaking text messages from True Green or these text messages from these spam texts or whatever. Number one, there's regulation. So all you have to do is type stop in all caps, and they legally have to stop or they can get sued for millions of dollars. One of the big pizza joints was the reason why A2P regulation got enacted in the United States. Because when you're dealing with Go High Level, A2P is huge. As you know, you have to fill it out now. But back when I got started, not true. You could get a phone number like that. The United States was one of the easiest places to do telecom because you didn't have to get approved for A2P. You could just keep getting text message numbers. I could get 40 numbers for us right now and just keep spamming people. You should never do that. But now you can't do that. You have to get approved. You have to have an LLC. You have to go through all this paperwork, which is extremely frustrating, and why I started a telecom business to help businesses in Springfield figure that stuff out, to get them approved for text messaging campaigns. Everyone in Springfield should be texting. You guys can call it annoying all you want, but I think phone calls are also annoying, and we're millennials and we like to text. I like to text my barber when I want to go in. I don't want to have to call and set up all these appointments. And you can still call. Telecom still mostly calls. Like, we do phone systems first, and then we would try to ease you into text messaging campaigns.
Sure.
But I would love to be a part of the process of getting Springfield on a text messaging campaign, which goes into AI, by the way. Telecom and AI, that's going to be the first big partnership that you see in terms of all the businesses, AI and telecom, AI phone calls, AI text messages, AI emails, AI fax machines, whatever it may be. Telecom's going to be the first one. So that's what I'm getting into now. Me and my aunt, Nikki Baptist, we run a telecom company called Two Little Birds Incorporated, TLB Inc., and that's out of Springfield. We've already got Rutledge Youth Foundation and a couple other businesses in town, and it's been really cool. We just started that one. So we're trying to go around and get everybody in Springfield on the most updated phone system that they can possibly have. It's going to save them money. So many people in Springfield are on very outdated phone systems. They cost thousands of dollars a month or even $500 a month over what they should be paying. And they're getting a slower system. And a lot of it's not even legal. They're using the telephone lines outside, and you can't even do that anymore. That's against the law. You have to be online. If you don't have a cloud-based system, it's illegal.
Right. So what do the new systems do?
The new systems, well, number one, they're just faster, quicker, better. Everything online, just like you would see. And then also, you don't need a physical phone system anymore. So you don't have to have the dials, the numbers and stuff. You can still do that, and you can have nice ones because people do prefer them, and we can hook you guys up with the best prices as well. But you can do it from your phone, cell phone. You can do it from your computer. Handle all of your texts, emails, everything just straight from the phone, from the app. So I'm trying to get that more integrated into Springfield, and you can do it from anywhere. So we have referral partners in Texas now, in LA, and we're trying to, that's the power of social media, is you can go beyond Springfield if you want to, just with a click of a button and a click of a post.
And all that stuff works together with your telecom and
it
your
does.
Go High Level.
I don't know how I find ways to make everything weirdly work. CPS with Go High Level with telecom with this, even real estate. Like, I do real estate every once in a while, connect that to Go High Level somehow. Go High Level is just a hub for almost any business thing you could do. If you break down business, it's website automation, text message form. It's you can do that with anything.
So the text messaging, how does the automation work with that? Because it's obviously not just some dude sitting there shooting out texts all the time to people. So how does that work?
This could get a little more complicated, which is why I'm trying to help people, and I'm trying to inform people on social media and in town is when it comes to telecom, nobody knows how to orchestrate that automation. What am I actually sending to these people? And what is the text message going to say? All of these different things have to be in regulation. They can't be above 120 characters. They can't have emojis. Like, you need to know all of these things. Or you don't need to know them. You just need to hire someone that knows them. And that's the point. And so, one of my favorite, I shouldn't even give this away, but I'll give it away. I've talked about it online. One of my favorite follow-ups that we use all the time. It's so simple, and it's just, is this customer name? ? That's it. First follow-up whenever someone clicks on our ad. Is this Jack? Is this Dom? Is this Nikki? Whatever. And it almost always gets a response. And then they go, who's this? And we're like, oh, you filled out our ad. For custom property solutions, you guys need landscaping. Works almost every time.
Love it.
These are things that, I try not to give that secret away too much,
Right.
But I got it from someone else that was doing really, really well. And shout out Gavin. But no, that's one of those things where people never know what to say, and they'll send some bulky message that looks automated. Also, I wait. When I do automations, I wait 60 seconds. I don't want the message to, as soon as you press send on the form or whatever, boom, I'm like, that's... We actually got a customer a while ago. I'm not going to bring up his name or anything, but we got a pretty good client one time because we had the automation. This is a funny story. We had the automation set up to message him at any time, any hour of the day. And he messaged us at like 2 a.m. And it was his first initial message to us. And we messaged back with the automation. Right. And we asked him later, because this guy ended up funding a lot of our jobs. We asked him later, hey, why'd you choose us? And he said, you guys responded to me quicker than anybody else. And we just looked at each other like, yeah, we did.
Sure did.
That's great.
We're
great.
on it.
That's the automation game. That's the game that we're living today. If you're not running automation and you're wasting time doing it physically, then someone that is using automation is going to pass you up.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next for all the things? What's next for CPS? What's next for telecom? What's next for Go High Level? Anything you have going on?
See, number one, self-branding. As you can see, you got the 10X hat.
Yeah.
Self-branding's huge.
Absolutely.
Grant Cardone's huge. Tony Robbins is huge. I'm not saying I want to be a motivational speaker. I actually don't. I don't want to be that. I want to be a business owner that just happens to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I like the Ryan Serhants of the world. I like these guys. I think that they are doing things the right way, whether you might not like their attitude or this or that, or you might think they're self-absorbed. They are crushing it in a world of social media that is the next currency. Followers, views are the next currency. I could talk about like OnlyFans and this and how much money people are making from these freaking views, whatever it may be. These are the next billionaires, 100%. And then they take those views, guys like Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, these guys that have millions and millions of followers. They take those views and they create prime energy drinks out of it. Right. And then they create Feastables. Mr. Beast has Feastables. I'm a big fan of Mr. Beast. I like kind of what he did. He's the number one YouTuber, number one most watched creator in the entire world. And he makes $60 million a year or something like that. So, and it's all because of little videos that he made and targeting the right audience and then selling that audience, whatever it is that he's selling. And as long as you live and stand by your product, I also do e-com. We don't need to talk about it, but I have a supplement brand and,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, but it all goes hand in hand. It's like, okay, I can do these things. I can afford to do these things with my time. I can partner with the right people, which is another huge thing. I always believe in partnerships because you can't do everything on your own. I was just telling you about this. Would you rather own 25% of a watermelon or 100% of a grape?
Right.
Take the watermelon every time and do the right thing. Partnerships can be hard sometimes, but as long as you're really good at what you do and I'm really good at what I do, we can figure it out. So followers are currency. And if you put yourself in front of a camera, if you talk more, if you just post all the time, consistency is key because you got to remember these are companies. So social media is a company. People like to forget that Facebook's a company. They like to forget that Google's a company. If I worked with you, if Custom Property Solutions worked with your company and we're feeding you money every single week and we're obviously in exchange for work, wouldn't you like us maybe a little bit more than someone who's never used you or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's how Facebook and Google are.
Yeah.
So if you give Facebook more money, what are they going to do? They're going to reward you. If you give Google more money, if you optimize for Google, if you post more on Google, if you have better photos on Google, if you're you have a big description on your Google, all of these different things. These are companies that reward people who use them. So social media is the same way. That's why you see people posting 20 freaking times a day are getting rewarded for doing so because they're like, dang, these guys are on TikTok all the time. TikTok's going to reward you for that.
Heck yeah.
So a lot of times you have to think about it logically. How would you be if you were the owner of TikTok? How would you be if you were the owner of Facebook? You'd probably be the same way.
Sure. So you can at least shout out the name of your supplement brand. I like supplements.
It's called Creolite. We're actually launching. We've been doing a bunch of testing phases. So we're doing a ton of testing phases. We've launched other products in the past that have funded the Creolite testing. We want to make sure the taste is perfect. We're doing like blue raspberry and like all these dreamsicle. So we've been doing testing for about 6 months, making sure it's perfect. We're going to sell on Amazon and on our website, and it's going to be fun. If you guys follow me, you're going to see it very soon. But we just want it to be perfect before we launch it. But we sold a bunch of other stuff before to fund it, and we got that up to about $100,000 a month, and then we just started funding everything else with that money, which is nice.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We'll take it.
Creolite, I'm assuming it's a creatine-based
It's a creatine
okay.
electrolyte gummy. Yeah.
Okay.
We saw a market for that. There was a little hole in the market, only 2 huge sellers on Amazon, both doing over $200,000 a month. We looked at the profit margins. Anything that's kind of small that you can ship for not a lot of money, but charge anything over like $25, $30. And it's also monthly recurring. So you can do as you can see, probably from this interview, I love monthly recurring revenue.
That's where it's at,
Yeah,
man.
as at my telecom business, monthly recurring on contractual basis. I've got the Go High Level, which is monthly recurring. I've got the subscription base, which is monthly recurring for the supplements. And then even we are trying to get on some monthly recurring for landscaping and lawn care and different contracts like that. So yeah, monthly recurring. Way to go.
Awesome. So you mentioned one thing earlier that I think maybe not a lot of people know what it is. You said Google guaranteed. Yeah. Some of the other terms you talked about, I think people have probably heard, but that's one maybe people don't know what it is.
Google guaranteed local service ads. So if you've ever looked up chiropractor near me or lawyer near me or whatever it is, look up a pretty big industry near you. Even in Springfield, this will show up. And you will see a little check mark, a little green check mark that says Google guaranteed by some of the businesses up there. It's like Google ads on steroids. It's the next level of Google ads. Regular Google ads, it's just you're paying to be at the top.
Yeah.
And it says sponsored, a little sponsored. There's no little check mark, it's just sponsored. But Google guaranteed has the big green check mark. And basically what happens now, instead of just going to the website, which is what Google ads usually does, you just go to the website, you fill out the form, whatever. Now you pay for the lead that actually calls you straight from the Google guaranteed or messages you.
Sure.
We got 3 of them yesterday. So we pay based off of that call instead of paying every time they click on the link. Because if they click on the link, that's not a lead. We don't know where they still have to fill out the form. Like we have to hope the website loads correctly. We have to hope the form works. We have to hope the infrastructure works, which it does because I built it. But we have to hope that all that goes right. And most businesses in Springfield, they have outside parties build their websites and they don't know where that goes. So they're running Google ads to a website that they didn't build. So then they don't know where the form goes. And they're like, I think it goes to my email. I don't know. I check my email once every 2 days. I'm like, bro, you have 50 leads sitting in your freaking spam folder, you idiot. So like that'll happen all the time. But that never happens with us because we get text messages.
Of course, yeah.
And we all 97% open rate. So that's what we do. So Google ads, you're paying for the click. Google guaranteed, you're paying for the actual lead, the actual call, or the actual message. And it's all based off of how many other people are in that area doing it. That's where the price. There's no price. Like I can't give you like we pay $20. I can't give you the number, but it just depends on how many other people are in that area doing that. You can set a budget for local service ads. You can do $20, $30. I think they do it by weekly. We just got into it. I'll know a lot more about this later, but we just started getting into it and it's been working pretty freaking well for us. But I think our budget was like $150 a week or something, $200 a week. When you're running Facebook or Google ads, mostly Facebook, let's talk about Facebook. Don't put an end date for your budget. People do this all the time. They're like, I'm going to run $5 a day for 2 weeks. Do not do that. Run $5 a day forever. And then you just end it whenever you want. As soon as Facebook realizes that you're ending them at a certain date, they're going to screw you because they're like, this guy doesn't want to spend money with me forever. I'm going to give it to Brandon and Dom, who's going to spend money with me every day forever. Because they're thinking about it in terms of how much are they going to make with you over a span of time. There's always a bigger fish out there. You're never going to be Facebook's favorite. So you might as well pretend to be.
That's a huge nugget right there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. We're screwing ourselves. You know what? Everything I'm saying is a lie.
None of this stuff works. Not a single thing.
I'm broke. I just don't listen to anything.
We've had so many great things business-wise that we've talked about, nuggets that people from any industry can utilize in their business. Let's talk a little on the personal side. What are some ways you elevate your life personally?
I bought a really cool house in Scottsdale and I'm doing a huge renovation. That's always fun for me. And I like talking to the business owners and the guys that come back there. And we're really good friends now. I'm good friends with the general contractor. It's a lot about business. Every time I talk to someone, it weirdly turns into a business conversation. Do I love that? No, but it's just how the world is.
Nothing wrong with that.
And there's people that I talk to not about business. I have some of those friends left, but when you're constantly traveling or running businesses or doing this or having to leave a friend's house because you got to go film or whatever it may be, it's definitely not the easiest thing. And that's why I am excited for my mid-30s because I think I'm going to take a little break every once in a while. And I got a boat. I haven't used it in 2 years. It's just like, these are the type of things I want to use my boat. I think I can use it on Saturday. Who knows?
Want to use those
so
fun
if you're out on the
things that you
lake,
got.
let me know if you're out on the lake. I want to use it on Saturday or this week or because I'm back in Springfield for a month. But it's going to be like 60 degrees. I can never catch a break.
Getting a little
ever.
cold.
No, never. So
and Scottsdale's beautiful, so.
Yeah, I was going to say Scottsdale is always decently nice. It's like 110 right now. So I'm not missing much. But I'm on a country club. I get to, I have my little go-karts. I love riding go-karts, four-wheelers, things like that. I want to buy more land. I have a little bit of land, but in a perfect world, I would have my own plot of like 1,000 acres in Montana or whatever. My brother's a huge hunter. Shout out Nino. He just had his kids. So I'm an uncle now. I get to be the cool, fun uncle. He's too small to do anything with right now, but he'll grow. And then, I'll get to be the fun uncle. He could come out and visit or this. I love coming back. I can come back to Springfield whenever I want. So I'll come back and hang out with people and do that side of things. But in a perfect world, I get my own freaking land. I get my four-wheelers and people leave me alone. When you don't leave me alone now. I'm fine with doing business now, but in my mid-30s, maybe 40s, settle down, have kids. Hopefully before that, but I'm saying like at that time, I'll have that and we'll have the farmland and maybe a little place in Colorado to go skiing. I love skiing. I like to exercise. I like to be out. I want to make sure I can move around. I want to go to the beach and I want to learn how to surf and I want to try skydiving. Like I want to do these things that seem fun, energizing, and keep me alive while
Absolutely.
I am. So that's the goal. I just went to Italy. That was fun.
Oh,
yeah, 3
beautiful.
weeks in Italy.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I went to Breckenridge right before that. I don't only work, but
Right.
it's hard when you're doing something like this, and he can really speak on this because he's got a wife and kids, and it's probably hard to have friends sometimes. It's like, hey, I gotta freaking work 12 hours, then I gotta see my freaking kids before they go to sleep, and then you want me to go out and drink? No, I gotta be up again. Friday nights are not Friday nights for people like us.
Yeah.
There's no Friday. It's all Monday morning.
When you're passionate about what you're doing, that's what you do.
No.
You know, that's your purpose.
No, I don't have any complaints. It's the people complaining about me that they have the complaints. I'm like, no, I'm gonna work. I could easily not work and go drink and do this. Very easily, I could go to the office or the bar, whatever. I choose not to.
Well, how do you stay sharp? How do you stay current with everything, like on the marketing trends?
To keep sharp, now that I've been in Scottsdale, maybe it's a warmer weather thing because everyone always says colder weather is kind of depressing. That's never really been the issue with me. But the warmer weather does help a little bit, and I like to run now. I can't believe I freaking run. I've never ran. I love sports, but started to run. I do like playing soccer. I love basketball. Different things like that. Working out is very good. I don't have an ice plunge yet. I'm going to get one. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know which one I should get. I want one for out in my backyard. And I want to start doing some Joe Rogan-esque things like he does Alpha Brain, all this other stuff. But yeah, no, I have a little boomstick where you like, snip it and it gives you a little energy. Anything like that, because you're inside all day or you're on a computer all day. Like you have to have some energy, bro. It's going to get so bad over time. So anything where you can get out, where you can move your body is huge for me. But I'll just put ice, like in the morning, I just get this big bowl of ice. I just throw my head in it. I'm not even joking. Every morning, and that's
good. I do the cold exposure too. Absolutely.
And it opens up nasal cavity. Like I can breathe better. Everything's better. I'm just like, this is fine. It's it's more healthy than coffee, in my opinion. Yeah. I still drink coffee.
Go for it, man. Yeah, that cold exposure is great. And then I do sauna as well. So I do sauna every morning.
Arizona is one, so I don't really
big sauna.
Yeah, I just have to walk outside. It's fine.
Right.
No, I have a pool now, which is awesome. Like I do little laps in my pool when I can. So anything that just keeps you moving. And I'm a movie buff. So while most people will listen to music to get motivated, I will listen to movies. A lot of business movies. The Big Short. Love The Big Short. I love Steve Carell. I love comedy movies, but I also love business movies that are like based off of real events. The Steve Jobs movies. Anything like that. So I will listen to those while in the pool, or I'll listen to those in the car, or I'll listen to those on my run. That's my version of music. So that helps too.
Okay. Well, what are some things that you think we could do here community-wide in Springfield to help elevate all of us here?
Tech. Get in with the tech. I mean, I'm in Scottsdale. Talk about tech. Holy crap, dude. Anything that I'm talking about now, they're 5 steps ahead. Like they've already got AI. Everything they do, everything is like perfect there. Scottsdale is, it's also, I think 1 in 19 people in Scottsdale are millionaires. So yeah, this is also like, it was just voted the number 2 city in the entire world for millionaires, right below Tokyo, Japan. I get humbled there. When a 16-year-old gets out of a Ferrari at the bank and I'm like, I thought my Bronco was nice, or my Tesla was nice. It's like, no, there's levels to this for sure.
Right.
And everyone you meet is just all the way here in Scottsdale. So to bring that back to Springfield, I don't think we need to be as bougie as Scottsdale. I like the vibe of the Midwest, but at least not being 10 years behind anymore. Like, what are we doing? Like, why aren't we posting more? Why aren't we showing what we do? Why aren't we in front of cameras? Why aren't we talking? It's not necessarily a look at me thing. It's more so just like, we want to know. If I'm a consumer and I want to use a lawyer, then I would love to see, what he's done and different jobs that he's had and cases that he's done. And if he talks on camera like this and tells me information about the law and all these different stuff. Like these are all things that I care about. And it's just, maybe it's awkward. Maybe it's weird to do. I think it is. My mom talks about it all the time because she works at the real estate group and she's like, they're making me film a freaking video. I don't do videos. I'm like, get in front of the camera, dude.
Get out there.
I was like, if you got in front of the freaking camera, you sell more houses. I was like, if you got in front of the camera, you'd sell way more houses. If you did actual freaking tours inside of the house, be a Ryan Serhant. Like if I was in real estate, I would try to be like Ryan Serhant. That's exactly what I would do. I would be in your face, pissing you off every single day. I'd be like, nope, this is what we're doing. I'm doing this tour, then this tour, this tour. I would never stop.
Right.
That's what Springfield should do. They should get to the telecom side of things. They should get up to date on their phone systems, get up to date on text messaging. Because like I said, A2P approval, man, it's a pain in the ass. And so I can get that done for you really quickly.
There you go. No, get out there, Springfield. I talk about that a lot in the Cardone world in 10X. We talk about being omnipresent.
Yep.
Being everywhere all at once. People see your face all the time.
Yeah, back to the recognition thing. People want to know, they want to feel like they know you. Because if we're on camera all the time and then we go to Pamela's house or whatever to do the landscaping, hey, I saw your video.
Exactly.
Obviously, and we see it all the time at the networking event. We see your videos all the time, dude. You guys are everywhere. You're everywhere. And that's not even our face. That's just our freaking logo. Like, imagine if you saw our stupid faces every day. Then you'd really be like, oh my God, these guys again. But you would like us. You would use us for sure.
So, Brandon, you've had a lot of great projects here recently. We had one yesterday over at Shields, like you guys were talking about, partnered up with Chad Fowler and Sangamon Tree Service. So, what else has been going on the ground with CPS?
We started a couple big projects, one in Cuba, one in Peoria. So those ones will be fun, and I'm sure with him being home, they'll all be recorded. Other than that, just trying to buckle down and get everything finished up before the end of the year.
Keep on trucking along, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how did the project go yesterday at Shields? What all did you guys do?
You'll see very soon.
10-foot wide band along the back of the dome to take all the larger trees back to keep the dome safe.
Don't want to pop the bubble, do we?
Yeah, we were just there, essentially moral support for Chad. It was fun. We just helped get the brush back. They did the important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say they cut down the big trees and then we pushed them back. And then what's going in that area, I think, is a giant fence. So if you're ever at the Shield Sports Complex and you see a big fence surrounding the back, that was us.
That's you guys.
We didn't build the fence, but we made sure they could build the fence.
Cleared for the nets was the biggest thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that stuff's important to us. Those are like more big commercial based stuff where it's more than just a little job that we did. It's like in the video, I'm going to show the complex. I have my drone out there. I want to show that, hey, we put our little stamp on Springfield as well, which that sports complex is freaking huge. I'm sure everybody watching knows about it and is going to go there at some points. And I think Chad gets his name on a brick and all this other stuff. I'm like, dang, we should have done that. Yeah, no. So they really get to put their name on it, but which is good for him, and they did a great job, and they're the reason that we got the job in the first place. Which networking is obviously huge, and we're gonna give them shout outs, and that's another thing. You shouldn't be jealous of other people or whatever because you could network with those people. Like he can feed us jobs all the time. Why would we ever hate on him or hate on anybody that we work with and or hate on anybody in Springfield at all or any business owner? So
what did you say on your post?
Collaboration is the new currency. Absolutely. That's where it's at, man.
Genius.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
So let us know if anyone out there wants to collaborate.
There you go. That's right.
We need more leads. I'm just kidding.
Well, speaking of that, tell the audience, hey, where they can find all the stuff y'all got going on.
All right. Well, I'm Dominic Baptist, so I make sure that Dom Baptist or Dominic Baptist on any social media. If I really want to be a tool, I'll just tell you to Google me, which is the easiest way to do it because then you can see all of my socials and everything that I do, different podcasts that I've done, different events that I've done. So, but yeah, Dom Baptist on Instagram, Dominic Baptist on YouTube. If you want to watch long form content, really truly see how we break everything down. I've shown how we run ads, how we do everything. So that's fun. And then CPS, Custom Property Solutions. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram now. So yeah, you can our website, which showcases everything that we do, all of our work. I'm working on the website again this week, so we can get more videos in there. And then my telecom, TLB Inc. or Two Little Birds Incorporated. You can find us and reach out if you need a new telecom system, or if you want to be a referral partner. We've got awesome referral partners over at LRS that just feed us leads, and then we can talk about a commission where you get paid every month. Remember that monthly recurring? If you guys want that monthly recurring, do it for telecom. It's even better than software because you get paid for like 3 years minimum. It's freaking awesome. So so TLB Inc., Two Little Birds Inc., Dominic Baptist, Custom Property Solutions, Brandon Defenbaugh. There you go.
Let's go. Well, gentlemen, keep doing all the great work you guys got going on. Appreciate all your support for the podcast and everything. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning.
Absolutely. It was fun. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Anytime, brothers. All right. So we're going to let Dominic and Brandon get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at SangamonTreeService.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
All right, let's go. How about Dom and Brandon implementing some phenomenal marketing strategies throughout their time? A lot of it falls in line with 10X strategies and content, right? So let's go ahead and get right to a few of those items. One thing that Dom mentioned is, hey, you got to get out in front. You got to be, as the business owner, start making content, have your face in it. That is absolutely part of 10X strategy right there. We're talking a lot about being omnipresent, being everywhere all at once, and you can do that through social. And if people don't know you, they're not going to be able to flow you. That's another thing we talk about in 10X, right? So they need to know who you are, and you can do that through content. Make sure you are in the content and don't be afraid to do it. A lot of people are a little hesitant up front to put themselves out there like that and end up just putting out a picture, putting out a little graphic or something like that. But don't be afraid. Get on out there, put your face in front of it, make a video, continue to make videos, and you'll eventually become more comfortable with it and you'll feel better about what you're doing on there. But you got to start. So get going on it, get your face in front of that camera and start posting some content. So we've talked a decent amount about marketing on the show here, but we want to touch base on a few things when it comes to 10X strategies in marketing specifically. Now, we talk about money follows attention, and that's exactly what Dom was talking about too, how views and followers are turning into currency. That is where a lot of people are making money. You have to be seen. Because here's the thing, a customer goes through what's essentially is the customer decision journey. For any of your clients, for anybody that's doing business with you, they start out as unaware of a problem or unconscious of a problem, or maybe they find out they have a problem. They move on to researching that problem, figuring out what they could do to fix it, and then they research vendors. You could be one of them, and then they buy. So what you need to do is when you're putting out content, you need to be able to make your content work for you. So these videos that you're making, make sure they're handling objections. I'm sure you have plenty of objections that you've heard from customers. They fall into a handful of buckets, and we'll talk about that in another one. But you've heard objections about your product, whether it be price or whatnot. So make sure your content goes toward handling those objections. That way you've handled those before you even have to talk to the customer or the client. Make your content warm up potential prospects. Again, they get to know you a little bit. They get to know your product, and by the time you talk with them, they already know a good deal about you. Use your content to follow up with people. Some of those retargeting videos or retargeting ads work great. Use your content to dominate Google search. Have so much out there that you're popping up first. Of course, you can buy some of that too, like we talked about with Dom, but hey, have so much out there that you're dominating Google search. Use your content for lead generation. We talked about that with Dom as well. Having content that will drive directly to a lead form using funnels, not websites, using funnels with forms to drive directly into lead generation. Also use your content to increase engagement with your brand. Start a conversation around your brand. Of course, this is one that people use a lot, is promote offers, events, products, services. You still have to do all that. And make sure you're using landing pages and funnels rather than simply websites, and see where AI can help you with all of this. It can do a lot of the work for you. Don't rely on it completely because it's still not 100% completely there, but it can get you more efficient with your content generation and get you well on your way. And then you might just have to tweak it a little bit. So what's some other content you could do other than just a straight up video like we talked about with Dom? You can create articles, blogs, newsletters, interviews. I have people on my show all the time that I'm interviewing. Business owners should be looking for those opportunities. They should take interviews and potentially interview other folks. Get on podcasts like mine and others. It's a great way to push content on your brand. You'll notice that anybody that's on my show is on a ton of different reels all week. They get pushed out quite a bit. Of course, make those videos, have those images as well, but don't rely solely on images. You can use polls, surveys, infographics, memes, testimonials, before and after, All those are different types of content to help drive your brand recognition. Now, testimonials is great because the more people that say you are doing a phenomenal job, the more of those you can put out there, the more likely people are to do business with you, especially if they know them. So a few things with your content. Focus on quantity. Get a ton of it out there. You're going to have some quality stuff, but don't obsess over every little piece of content. Dom talked about that first one that it really went viral. He wasn't sure it was going to be good, but it was. It was great, and it went viral in a hurry. So make sure you are just continuing with that quantity day in and day out. The quality will come. Consistency and frequency. Don't post 5 things in one day and then don't post for 3 weeks. Stay consistent, stay frequent. You'll notice that I post quite a few times every single day and assume nobody sees it. Because quite frankly, there is a big, giant ocean of social media out there. And unless you have a massive following, your stuff's not being seen by a ton of people anyway. So just get it out there. Assume nobody sees it. One thing that I do, and it can help out with some of that hesitation, just shoot it once and post it. Shoot the video, post it. Don't go back and look at it, try to make a bunch of edits. Just shoot it, post it, be done. Know your platform too. Each one of the platforms is a little bit different between LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. They're all a little bit different, and people go to those different platforms for different reasons. So make sure your content is geared toward what that person is doing in that particular time. Just like you're slightly different when you're out with friends on a weekend compared to when you're in the office with your boss. So that same type of thing with some of these social channels. You want to make sure you are meeting the crowd where they are. And know your audience and outcome when it comes to your content. You want to make sure, just like we've talked about with people buying your product, you want to make sure you know your client. You want to make sure you know exactly who your ideal client is. Who is your audience? Who is your ideal audience? That way you can curate content for them and know what you're trying to get out of that content, right? Are you trying to drive somebody to a funnel? Are you trying to drive people to your website? You're trying to drive people to buy something immediately? You're just trying to drive engagement? What are you trying to do? 3 super easy pieces of content to get started with if you're not doing much. Create videos, of course. Create numbered lists, create how-tos. Use the GAP method on your videos. GAP method is G is get attention. The A is ask about a problem you know they have. And P, promise to solve with an offer. That's similar to what Dom was talking about with his hook. So that's your get attention. That's your hook. Hook them, ask about a problem you already know they have, and then offer up that solution for that problem. So the GAP method, get attention, ask about a problem, promise it to solve that problem with an offer. So we're going to talk more about marketing in upcoming episodes. There's a ton of different stuff we could go down the road there, but how about Dom today? So many great nuggets for you. Brandon, keep up the great work with Custom Property Solutions. You guys are doing phenomenal things out there, and we love to see the growth of the company. So, hey, we're going to be right back with more after the break. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, while you're out there, go ahead and check out our socials. You can check out my personal one at Robert Farrell at everywhere. Check out the Elevate Springfield pages as well. Check us out on YouTube. Have all the different shorts from the show right there in one convenient package. Give us a like and subscribe on any of these channels. We would certainly appreciate it. Thank you to Dom and Brandon for stopping by. So many great things for you business owners out there. Take some of those nuggets you learned today about marketing, implement them in your business today. But hey, we're going to be back at it next time. But in the meantime, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
Big dog. your showroom, no one does it like we will. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. Let us do it once, and then you're gonna see. You'll wanna be a part of the Big Dog family. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. If you want the job done and you want it done right, call 8332 Big Dog.
Your local Window Depot USA.
Big Dog,